Breaking news from the reality TV industry. In a startling legal battle involving his ex-wives, Janelle Brown and Meri Brown, Sister Wives star Kody Brown is facing the ultimate reckoning after a judge rules against him. Kody's previously meticulously managed empire is on the verge of collapsing as a result of the court's official order for the restoration of their properties. Meri and Janelle felt stuck in an arrangement that no longer worked for them for years. Their unshakable commitment, emotional sacrifices, and financial contributions had all been taken for granted. They knew it would be difficult to get back what was rightfully theirs when they finally managed to break away. As they sat together, a wave of relief sweeps over them after the exhausting court battle. The court's ruling validates everything they went through. Janelle had been investing in Kody's dream for years, funding family businesses, buying land, and buying houses that were promised to her. However, she realized she had to fight when she eventually stood back and faced the fact that she had nothing in her name. The suffering was different for Meri. She had been present when it all started and had been Kody's first wife. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive into the latest drama. Over time, though, she had been marginalized as Kody and Robin established a new life. For the first time, she was reclaiming what was hers. Kody, however, is shocked by the choice. Once proud to be the leader of multiple families, the man now finds himself alone himself, frantically trying to figure out what went wrong. Everything had been created as a team effort in his broad vision. He now realizes the truth. His power over the family is eroding as his ex-wives recover their portion. He had always thought that his wives would never question the system he had established, and that his leadership was indisputable. However, one by one, they had left, and now the laws themselves had intervened to uphold the cause they had been fighting for all along. Christine observes from a distance, feeling that her earlier departure was the right one. Long before anybody else did, she had noticed the cracks beginning to emerge. She realizes that this is a turning point for everyone involved, not just for Janelle and Meri, as she watches them take a stand. Kody had long employed selective partiality and persuasion to keep things in order, but that time is coming to an end. Christine recalls the years when she felt ignored and knew in her heart that Kody's focus had changed irrevocably. She only carried herself with dignity when she departed. She now sees Janelle and Meri fight back and prevail, something she wishes she could have done years ago. With a worried expression on her face, Robin Brown sits in her house. She was the woman who stayed by Kody's side when others left, and she had always been his strongest ally. However, even she is unable to deny the gravity of the situation. What's stopping others from doing the same if Janelle and Meri can prevail in this conflict? Is she only postponing the inevitable, or is her position as Kody's last surviving wife secure? At one point, she had thought that she and Kody would be able to handle any challenge together since their love was so unique. Now, though, as she observes the court cases, she questions whether she has always been unaware of the reality. Sister Wives fans respond to the court's decision with a mixture of surprise and satisfaction when word gets out. For many years, the public has been following this family's journey, seeing their highs and lows, betrayals and reconciliations. But something feels different now. This isn't just another family conflict. It's the disintegration of an empire based on a shaky basis. A cautionary tale of what occurs when power is concentrated in the hands of one individual for an extended period of time. The Brown family was previously cited as an example of multiple marriage in contemporary America. The once bustling mansion of the Brown family seems uncannily quiet. Kody sits by alone, gazing at the ruins of a once big dream. This has permanently altered the familial dynamic he battled to maintain. He had had faith in his capacity to guide and uphold peace by authority. But ultimately, it was control that ultimately brought him to ruin. He questions whether there is anything he might have done better, such as listening more, making more concessions, and treating his wives like equals rather than inferiors. However, regrets are too late now. The decision of the court is final. For the first time in decades, he feels completely alone as his world falls apart around him. Meri and Janelle have a newfound sense of purpose as they go on. These women are recovering their freedom, security, and futures. They are no longer merely ex-wives reclaiming property. Even if the legal dispute is settled, This significant change in power will always impact Sister Wives' story. Knowing that this is just the beginning, Christine smiles while watching the news. More women in comparable circumstances might find the courage to defend themselves as a result of Janelle and Meri's win. The Brown family is at the forefront of a shift in the plural marriage environment. What started out as a tale of unity has evolved into one of self-reliance, tenacity, and the pursuit of justice. And there's more. I think Christine Brown should have her own Sister Wives spin-off because she leads a fascinating life. She is a 52-year-old mother of 6 who was previously married to Kody Brown. Meri, Janelle, and Robin Brown were the 3 women Christine shared her husband with in a polygamous relationship. At first, I didn't like Christine because of the way she acted on film, which suggested that she was resentful and jealous of Kody's prior wives. Over the past 5 years, my perception of Christine has evolved. She seemed self-centered and did not make an effort to establish a positive relationship with Meri and Robin. She astonished me by displaying a mature nature and redeeming herself by being thoughtful. I realized at this point that Kody was the primary cause of the tension in his family. The polygamous patriarch was never a good husband to Christine, Meri, and Janelle. He only valued his connection with Robin, his youngest wife. Christine shocked me and many of my admirers in 2021 by calling it quits on her unhappy marriage. She married her soulmate, David Woolley, moved to Utah, and started a social media influencer business. Christine has posted a lot of daring content on social media in the last few months. She has accomplished a number of new goals, such as growing her rental company, which makes me think she merits her own spin-off. The Sister Wives cast members celebrated both of these significant achievements in 2025 with her supportive husband, David, by her side. Christine joined VRBO to extend her rental business in Moab and opened a new rental in Hurricane, Utah. Christine, in my perspective, has been excellent in 2025 and embodies the traits of a key character. She took a risk and never looked back. Christine and David have a special and intriguing relationship, in my opinion. Tens of thousands of likes and views are frequently given to their social media posts about their contented married life on Instagram. It's refreshing to watch David and Christine. Their marital issues and their interactions with their kids can be the subject of a spin-off show. In my opinion, Christine and David ought to attempt to obtain a spin-off show. They could look into other networks that would be interested in showcasing their usual monogamous relationship on television if they are unable to convince the network to offer one. On social media, Christine, David, and their pals like Janelle have a sizable fan base. They are quite well-liked and surely have the capacity to draw viewers to a spin-off. David and Christine deserve a show like Bailin' Out Loud or The Baldwins, 2 of the network's more recent shows. A Sister Wives spin-off with Christine, David, and Janelle is something I'm very excited about. As Sister Wives nears its 20th season, it's time to reevaluate the cast lineup in light of the changing dynamics of the broken Brown family. At first, the focus of the show was on Kody Brown, a polygamist, and his 4 wives, Robin Brown, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Meri Brown. As the family raised their 18 children together and Kody moved between the 4 homes, Sister Wives chronicled the difficulties of multiple marriage. It was simple to understand why Kody was the show's protagonist because he was the patriarch. Nevertheless, during the last few years, Kody's perfect family has fallen apart. His blossoming friendship with Robin led to accusations of partiality and jealousy. In the meantime, Kody lost contact with many of his adult children, and his marriage to Meri, his first wife, was in shambles. Janelle and Meri quickly followed Christine's shocking 2021 divorce announcement from Kody. I think a change in screen time is essential to the show's future now that Kody is married to Robin and doesn't spend much time with his kids or ex-wives. After Christine left Kody, viewers were curious to see how Sister Wives would handle her move to singledom. Seeing Christine deal with the trauma of her marriage to Kody, break with her religious background, and put herself first for the first time has been amazing. We're now starting to see Christine as an independent woman, whereas the first few seasons of Sister Wives concentrated on her roles as a wife and mother. Since Janelle and Meri are also starting their own lives, the 3 could easily support the show on their own. The long-term financial and personal repercussions of polygamy and the difficulties of ending multiple marriages should be shown to viewers, in my opinion. While Janelle bought a property in North Carolina, Meri has dedicated herself to her company, Worthy Up. Now that they have the room and freedom to pursue their goals, I would be interested in hearing more of their stories. Kody used to be the endearing head of the family, but in recent years, his reputation has significantly altered. During COVID-19, he set harsh rules that kept the family apart while he stayed alone with Robyn. His preferential treatment of Robyn made him a lousy husband to his other wives. I think limiting Kody's screen time would be a positive development because he hasn't accepted responsibility for the harm he has caused to his kids, which has resulted in alienation with little chance of reconciliation. He and Robyn appear to be unhappy together, and they spend most of their time lamenting the other spouse's choices to divorce him. They seldom ever talk to the other members of the family. Although the sudden breakup of the Brown family altered the structure of Sister Wives, I believe that the show is now more entertaining than ever. Kody and Robyn should be relegated to supporting roles because they currently have little to give the program. Fans are eager to find out more about what was happening behind the scenes as the Browns reveal more about their complex family dynamic. Even though Kody created the Brown family, Sister Wives was always about Meri, Janelle, and Christine. More importantly, they want to see where the family goes from here as they pick up the pieces and go on. They are now regaining their agency as they venture out on their own after learning to deal with the difficulties of plural marriage. The best course of action, in my opinion, would be for Kody Brown to step aside and let his ex-wives take center stage now that he is no longer the glue holding the family together. In fact, he is the one responsible for tearing it apart. Sister Wives has had an amazing run, and while I would like to see Kody Brown on screen for as long as possible, I believe the show needs to end before it's too late to do so gracefully. There has been a lot of turmoil surrounding the family split throughout Sister Wives Season 19. Meri Brown and Janelle Brown have been at odds with Kody and Robyn Brown over their Coyote Pass stakes. The rest of the Browns have been having a hard time adjusting to their marriage, while Christine Brown and David Woolley have been adjusting. Although it is evident that Sister Wives is changing quickly in light of the disintegration of the Brown family, it is also possible that the show will continue in a very different manner than it has in previous years. Following the first time that Kody's divorces altered the series plot, his challenging relationships with his ex-wives after marriage may have an effect on how the show is presented going forward. Even though I adore Sister Wives and would selfishly love to see it continue to air indefinitely, I believe it's time for the show to end gracefully before anything else drastically changes. Although Sister Wives may be nearing the end of its run in terms of the bond between the Brown family, it has changed the reality TV landscape. Viewers have been able to get an intimate glimpse at plural marriage that they never could have imagined, even as the Brown family has been explaining how their relationships have evolved over time. For better or worse, Sister Wives has altered the landscape of reality TV docuseries by shedding light on a subset of relationships that hasn't received much attention before. While Sister Wives Season 19 has been intriguing, the previous seasons have focused more on Kody's divorces than plural marriages in general. Even though Kody and Robyn's lies and treachery have been revealed in a fresh and captivating way every season, the show can only rely on this for so long before it starts to seem stale. It's becoming evident that some significant aspects of Sister Wives have had to change, even as the relationships fall apart. Because the show focuses a lot on Kody's marriages to Meri, Janelle, and Christine ending, the family has been dispersed throughout the US, which has altered their interactions more than their relationship statuses. Christine and Meri are in separate regions of Utah. Janelle is in North Carolina, and Kody and Robyn are still in Arizona. Although I believe I could watch Sister Wives indefinitely without growing bored or losing interest, I believe it's time for the program to end naturally. The show doesn't seem practical to continue with such distance, which could make it difficult for tales to look natural or organic. It seems like Sister Wives has reached a logical end with the previous family so dispersed, Kody and Robyn finding it difficult to find a cause to discuss their life, and viewers becoming more interested in Kody's ex-wives in general. I think the original series should try to conclude on its own, even if I would love to see the Brown family in various iterations of their own shows. The Brown family hasn't been ashamed to share all of their personal problems on Sister Wives, even as their multiple marriage dynamic has fallen apart. However, there is one subject that the family finds difficult to discuss: what became to the wedding rings. 3 of Kody Brown's 4 wives have divorced him in recent years. Prior to his spiritual unions with Janelle in 1993 and Christine in 1994, he was married to Meri in 1990. In order to adopt her children, Kody had to divorce Meri and take a fourth wife, Robin, whom the family formally married in 2010. Sister Wives debuted the same year as Kody and Robin's marriage and followed their day-to-day life. However, what started out as a hopeful depiction of a poly family swiftly spiraled into anarchy. The relationships gradually deteriorated as a result of power disparities, emotional neglect, jealousy, and favoritism. Citing a lack of connection and respect, Christine was the first to depart in 2021. In 2022, Janelle followed, claiming to have been apart from Kody for several months. After being estranged from Kody for years, Meri finally announced her separation in 2023. Now, in an inadvertently monogamous dynamic, Robin is the only one still married to Kody. The purchase of a new million-dollar home is only one of the many things the couple has done to represent this new phase of their lives. The Sister Wives cast shares a lot on camera, but they haven't discussed what happened to everyone's wedding rings after their multiple families split up. Kody hasn't simply moved on emotionally, though. He has upgraded his wedding ring multiple times, which reveals where his true priorities lie. Shortly after declaring her separation from Kody, Christine conspicuously took off her ring. She demonstrated her independence by posting public images without hesitation. It's unclear if she returned the ring or sold it. She remarried David Woolley in 2023, though, and now she wears a new sparkler on her ring finger. In a similar vein, Janelle has not formally announced her ring. It's unclear if she sold it, kept it, or threw it away. However, after her breakup with Kody, she notably ceased wearing it in online and on-camera appearances. Meri found it most difficult to end her connection with Kody. The two spent the most time together, and it appears that she only found the strength to leave after her sister wives did. Furthermore, Kody has previously turned down any kind of closeness with her. Meri hasn't disclosed what she did with her own wedding ring, like Janelle and Christine, but she no longer wears one. We do know that Kody's ring history is much more messy and instructive. Fans noticed that Kody had unexpectedly worn a new wedding band during season 18, which was reportedly Robin's gift. However, that wasn't the first time he had secretly switched. Shortly after Robin joined the family in 2010, he stopped wearing the ring Meri had given him when they were married in 1990. Even though Meri attempted to minimize it in public, Kody's decision to finally melt down the initial band without notifying her caught her off guard and undoubtedly generated friction, as Christine disclosed during the season 18 tell-all. Down the ring. Save the gold. Save the diamonds. While Meri learned, she added, "Well, where's my ring?" she asks. Suddenly, he says, "I melted it down. You don't wear it anymore." He said, "I don't want Meri to have power over me anymore." After Kody divorced Meri and legally married Robin in 2014, all of the wives, including Meri, created and funded a new clado ring for him to wear as a representation of their multiple families. "We all contributed to the design and we got him the ring," Christine said. And he wore that for a very long time. He then worked with Robin to design his own ring. Together, he and Robin created the ring. By 2022, when season 18 was being filmed, Kody had exchanged the clado ring with a new one that Robin had given him, once more without a word. Meri, who at the time was still his spiritual wife, saw right away. However, she received little response when she confronted him. She formally broke their relationship just a few months later, saying, "I don't know what this ring is or where it came from. If Robin got it for him, if he got it, or if they managed to obtain it together." She went on, "I honestly don't care, and I literally have no idea." Meri has stated that she wasn't upset that Kody melted the original ring, but she was upset that Christine revealed the tale on TV because she had kept it a secret for more than 10 years. "I am really frustrated right now," Meri remarked. Meri stated during the tell Beyond, "I discovered that a tale that I had never publicly discussed was mentioned about me after we filmed the one-on-one interviews with Suki. That is my story to tell when, where, and how I want to. If I wanted to have shared that story in the last 13 years in a public way, I would have done that," Meri noted. While later speaking to Us Weekly, Janelle echoed Meri's feelings, saying, "Meri's very sentimental about the ring that she gave Kody, and I think it bothered her when he melted down the wedding ring." Nonetheless, Christine didn't seem to regret telling the story. She told the publication it felt weird giving Kody the Clado ring years later, knowing what he'd secretly done to the original one from Meri. While we still don't know what became of Christine's own ring, the fact that she was willing to expose Kody's actions, even at the risk of upsetting Meri, shows just how strongly she felt about it. As far as the public knows, Kody didn't take back or melt down anyone else's ring, just his own. But when it comes to Meri, he made two very intentional choices that cut deep. First, secretly melting the original ring she gave him in 1990, and later, replacing the Clado ring the wives had designed together with a new piece from Robin, all before Meri left him. Kody has claimed the gold from his original band was his to repurpose, since the ring no longer held meaning. Maybe it was custom-made or expensive, and he wanted to make practical use of it. But come on, this is Kody we're talking about. There's got to be more to it's long been criticized by fans for being self-centered and narcissistic. Melting his wedding ring seemed like a power move. He was no longer just Meri's husband. He was building a plural family. Melting the ring behind her back was one of the earliest examples of how he'd make decisions unilaterally, even when they weren't in everyone's best interest, without care for who it may hurt in the process. Then there's the Clado ring. That wasn't just sentimental. It was a physical symbol of the plural marriage, co-designed and paid for by all the wives. Kody wearing it meant something to all of them, including Meri. Yet, while he was still spiritually married to her, he quietly swapped it out for a new ring from Robin. It was a subtle but loud reminder that the plural marriage no longer mattered to Kody, just Robin, which is why he's now wearing a ring that's just from her. With Janelle and Christine already gone, it was telling that Kody was eager for Meri to follow suit, and changing his wedding ring without explanation was a passive-aggressive way of saying it. Because Meri left him a few months later, it was probably the last straw for Meri. Melting the first ring and throwing away the Clado were just two more ways Kody exercised power while continuing to act as though she was the one who gave up. His treatment of his wedding rings is a reflection of his larger pattern of control. He spent years emotionally erasing Meri, while refusing to give her genuine closure. The rings are also only the beginning of Kody's financial control. While the patriarch was busy melting gold and commissioning new rings, the rest of the family was struggling to afford basic stability. Robin ended up in a spacious house that Kody helped her buy, even after telling the others that they all needed to wait so they could build together. Christine sold her Vegas home to finance the family's move, only for Kody to accuse her of being selfish when she wanted financial independence. After their split, this is a classic pattern for Kody, who is always short on funds when it comes to shared expenses, but always able to splurge when it comes to Robin. He was unable to find permanent housing for his family, but somehow managed to find the time and money to buy Robin a new ring that conveniently erased the plural family dynamic entirely. These jewelry choices weren't random. They were a statement. Robin mattered, the rest didn't. Kody has always needed a ring to symbolize his connection to Robin, the legal wife, the favorite, even when his family couldn't afford it. However, he had no trouble melting down the ring Meri gave him, and then replacing the one that represented all the wives without even giving them a heads up. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.